Good day and greetings from the Great White North. My name is Prickly Poo, and welcome to week 64. Welcome back to week 64. Should say, well, no, just welcome to week 64. Halfway through week 64-ish. I'm going to start with some good stuff first because I've got a bunch of bad stuff on top of it. And I want to start this on a high note, and I'm going to try to figure out how to end it on a high note. But starting with my weigh-in on Sunday, I was actually able to meet my goal, sort of, ish. I went below 220 again, which was really, really nice. So I'm very pleased about that. Things have been good. I was very pleased with it when I did my weigh-in on Sunday. And then since then, it's been steadily going downhill. I've had just one of those weeks where I'm craving absolutely everything bad that has ever been invented in the history of everything. And it's been driving me nuts to a point where actually this is sort of a good, bad thing. Anyway. To a point where last night I actually got up, got redressed, got in my car, went to the grocery store, had not just one, but two boxes of those little like individual Twinkie cakey things in my cart at the grocery store. I put them back. I did not buy them. It was that bad. I was like, I'm going to go get one. And then they were on like 8 cents for 500 of them. And even before I got to the checkout, I'm like, I shouldn't be doing this. I know I shouldn't be doing this. So I bought grapes and cherries, oddly enough, were on sale. So I bought some cherries as well. It's not great. It's still sort of like extra sugary, snacky things, but way better than cakes. And the whole week has been that way. And it's been a real struggle I've had to exercise a lot of willpower this week, and I haven't always succeeded. But last night was one of the worst ones because I just was going nuts, really wanted something just junk food candy-ish is what I was craving. And then, of course, I put those back. I thought, well, maybe I can try something else. And then I got like a salty thing, and then I put that back. And then I got beef jerky, and I put that back. I put everything back except for the fruit because it really got to a point when, it was just like, I can't be doing this. Because I've had very little progress in the 2 months since I ended the first series. And it just feels like I'm doing a 5K every day and I'm maintaining. So obviously my diet isn't where it needs to be. So, which leads me into the rest of the stuff that's been going on this week. I have not done a 5K I haven't run a 5K every day. Because the day that I did my recording for Series 2 and said, we have to be careful so I don't hurt myself, guess what I did immediately after? I hurt myself. Doing sit-ups or push-ups or one of the two. I felt something in my back. The actual back injury that I was talking about went and did something really weird. So, of course, instantly, I'm just, I need to stop what I'm doing. And for the past couple of days, it's been really just like touch and go. I can't really sleep all that well. I wake up and it hurts. Not as bad as it was before. Like normally, if I hurt myself, I can't walk. I'm literally just from the waist down, can't do anything. Didn't mean for it to sound dirty like that, but you know what I mean. Can't walk, can't stand, can't sit, can't sleep, can't rest, can't do anything because everything hurts. But when this happened, I grabbed some ibuprofen and acetaminophen and a back medicine that has acetaminophen. I'm trying not to say any brand names. And just pump myself full of medication. I've been doing that for a couple of days now, and it's better now. It didn't get to a point where I couldn't really move. I was able to walk, and actually just walk 5 kilometers. Normally I'll walk for a kilometer, jog for 5, walk for another 1. I didn't do that, so far this week. It's just been, just walking for those 5 kilometers. I feel like there's something in my nose. Nope, we're okay. So, that's all I've done for this week. I didn't do sit-ups. I didn't do push-ups for obvious reasons because, especially sit-ups, I'm thinking maybe it's going to hurt. And push-ups, I know I stress. I think that's probably what did it was the push-ups trying to hit that 10 mark. So, hurt myself there. I'll go into a little bit more detail next week because I kind of made up my mind about what I need to do with Series 2. So I've been really worried about that. My back still hurts, but not enough that I'm just going, I can't do anything. I can't move. So I still did a walk, but I know that even the jogging is enough just to maintain and barely lose. So I know that the walking isn't. So I really got to focus on that. And I'm going to try again tonight because I did 5 kilometers this morning just walking. But tonight I'm going to actually try to, I think it's good enough that, because the walking I don't mind because I'm not really putting any stress on anything. But I don't feel the same way that I normally do because I usually do my jogging in the morning. So I did just a regular 5K walk this morning, but I think tonight I'm going to try to do my real 5K. And if I can get back in there fairly quickly, it'll be okay. As far as the push-ups and the sit-ups, I don't know. I'm going to do as many as I can, but as soon as I feel that pain, I want to stop because I don't want to be stupid and hurt myself, which sucks because, and this is part of the problem with, and actually I'll talk about this a little bit more on the next Series 2 video, but it sucks because I don't know what I'm doing. None of us really do. I'm trying really hard not to injure myself, but it doesn't take much. Like really, this is something that should not have happened. But just doing that one extra sit-up or push-up or whatever it was, I think it was actually a sit-up now that I think about it, because I remember sitting up and going, meh, and I had to redo my last one because my whole body went bleh, and frumbulated itself all over the place. But getting to a point where then I'm not doing any exercise because it hurts is not a place that I can afford to be right now, because even with the exercise, I'm not losing a whole lot. And I don't like sort of maintaining. So sort of re-looking at my diet as well and dealing with all the cravings and then not exercising on top of it. My nose is really itchy. It would be very easy for me just to go back into, well, I can't exercise today. I can't exercise this week. Well, then I'm just going to skip it for a week and heal up. And, I'm going to sit and, these are really cheap, so I'll have these. And, I'm sick, I'm allowed to cheat and have, hot dogs and pizza and nachos and all the other stuff. And I can't do that because I know in my heart, the heart of my bottom, that if I start doing that, I'm going to just regress and put back on the entire 100 pounds that I've lost. And it won't take very long to do it either. So I want to sort of get right back on the horse, so to speak. If I can, I keep on mixing metaphors. But if I can get back on track and do my treadmill tonight properly, probably going to try to do some sit-ups and push-ups. As long as I don't get to a point where it hurts, I should be okay. And as long as I do that, then gradually start sort of working towards, exercising to fix yourself sort of thing. Where I don't want to give it time to sort of bung up and everything will seize up and then I'm just not used to it and I sort of have to go back a couple of weeks. I like to at least keep it going a little bit and hopefully it'll help it. I found that when I was walking, even just the regular 5K walk, that by the end of it, I was a little more mobile. I felt a little bit better. It didn't hurt as much. But I mean, I'm sitting all day. I'm sitting now, but I'm sitting all day for my job. That doesn't feel good. I have a whole bunch of medicine in me, and I'd like to I'm thinking by the end of the week I'll be fine. I just don't want to sort of start too early and then hurt myself. But then in the same vein, I don't want to not do anything and use this as an excuse to just sort of say, well, I can have a week off. I really can't, because if I take a week off, I'm just going to backslide. And I haven't made any progress in the past made a little bit of progress in the past 2 months, but not anywhere near what I should have. And I don't want to keep doing that. I don't want to, just be losing a quarter of a pound a week. It's ridiculous. So I don't want to use this as an excuse. I want to get back onto the horse and do horse things with it. That sounded dirty too. I'm sorry. Anyway, that's what my week has been like. So I'm hoping that, when I do my weigh-in, I really hope that I'm going to be losing at least a little bit of something. Because I'm just sort of really watching. I need to start it now anyway. I need to really watch what I'm doing and get back into the exercise and just really, really be careful. Because these are the moments that we get where we fall back. And we say, well, I'm hurt, so I can take some time off. Or, well, I can have one cake. It's not going to kill me. We never have just one cake. Last week proved that to me. And the fact that it's so bad that I'm actually going out and going, no, I've convinced myself I can go buy these. And then before I buy them, I'm glad I put them back. Because I know that if I brought them home, there wouldn't be any left. It was just one of those moods, and we're always going to have those. And it's like quitting smoking. It's going to last for a long, long time. I still get craving. Well, not really for cigarettes anymore, but I did for a while. But with food, it's a little bit different. I'm still going to have those just insane cravings where I'm thinking, you know what? No, I'm going to go. I'm going to buy some, and then I'll deal with the craving, and it'll be over. But it never really ends because you have that, and then you just feel shitty. So you think, okay, well, I'm not going to do any progress this week. Thankfully, I'm not to a stage where I'm going, so I might as well just give up. I'm to a stage where it's like, I'm not going to do anything this week. I've got to really double up next week and go from there. But still having those cravings and getting to a point where it's so far gone that I've actually gone to the store to buy it is just ridiculous. I got to stop. I got to stop doing that. I need to get on track, do what I'm doing. But I promise you, did not buy the cakes. I had last week, which we already talked about, but with this, I settled for the grapes and cherries because I never ever buy them, but they were on sale for the same price as the grapes. So at least that's good. It's better than, I wanted something sweet, so I think that it's not going to be exactly what I'm looking for, but it will be enough that it will stave off the cravings and having that moment too, when you're just so far gone, you're like, I'm just going to eat everything. I don't care what it is. It's going to be nachos and chips and cheesies and cookies and cakes and everything else. And you don't do it. It does feel good. As odd as that sounds, it doesn't feel good because you're like, I just really wanted cake. But when I was done and I bought the stuff, it was like, okay, you know what? The craving is still there. And it was there for hours afterwards. It didn't go away or anything. I didn't say, oh, well, these grapes have obviously satisfied me. I don't need anything else. But being able to say, okay, you know what? I'm not out of control. I still have that sense that I can still say no. We know that we can, but our willpower, it takes some time to sort of get to that point where we can actually use it. And being able to say, enough is enough, you're being stupid, I'm going to put these back, get something that, while it may not be super, super healthy, it's better than the cakes and the cookies and the chips and everything else. That does make me feel better. Because I know that it's, I don't know. It just makes me feel better. Because I didn't act like an idiot. That's not really something I should be proud of and go, well, you're not supposed to eat 2 boxes of cakes. But we have. We all have at some point. So being able to sort of stop that up front. Yes, I went to the store to buy them anyway. But stopping before I actually did it and saying, nope, I need to smarten the fuck up. Go get some fruit or some vegetables or something at least healthier. Then, go from there. Thinking in my throat. Then that does make me feel a little bit better because it lets me know that I'm still somewhat on the right path. I just need to pay attention. And again, I feel like I've been saying this for a long, long time. But obviously, doing stuff like that is going to be helpful. If I get those cravings, I know that no matter how bad it gets, I don't have to go. And it's weird because I had them in my hand. I had them in my cart. And all the way through the store, I'm looking at them and I'm going, I don't need these. And part of it was guilt, part of it was willpower, but the majority of it probably was guilt. Saying, I'm going to have to record these, and I have no excuse other than I wanted candy. So that's part of it as well. That accountability does help, and just knowing that there's an entire day's worth of calories in those, and I don't want to get to that point again. I spent years and years and years eating that way. I certainly don't want to get it back into it again. So that was good. At least I sort of, I did that. It's not much, but it's something. It's better than I would have done, a year ago. So that's the only frame of reference that I have. But, also, actually, at work, here's a weird thing. Then I will let you go. At work, all this week, they did this last year, they had, when I was doing the first series, they had, food trucks and candy and ice cream and cake and a whole slew of stuff. I haven't had a problem with that, because that's stuff at work, and they're handing things out with, their bare hands. And you want some? I'm like, no, your hands are, God, I don't know where you've been. So I'm not running into too many problems with that, but they're handing out, ice cream sandwiches and cakes, and there was something else. Food trucks are tomorrow. Which I'm just like, no, I'm okay, because that doesn't bother me as much. But it's interesting to sort of compare that to how it was last year, which pretty much the same thing, where you're like, I really kind of want some. that, but I don't want to because it's dirty, but that craving isn't as strong. As nuts as I was, the other night, it's not as strong as it was last year, if that makes any sense. I don't know if it does. Probably isn't. But I don't know what my point was for that. I really don't. Other than there's stuff, maybe that's part of it, just surrounded by stuff all the time. Maybe not. Maybe it's just an excuse. Maybe I just went, I want cake, and then decided to grow up and just say no. So I think that's probably closer to the truth at that point. Anyway, this has gone on for enough. I think I'm going to end this one here. We're trying to cut these off a little bit sooner. For the end of the week, though, I'm hoping that I'm still going to make some progress. I'm going to try to do my treadmill again tonight and do a proper 5K, see how that goes. I'm not too worried about the jogging portion of it for hurting my back as long as I warm up. It's the sit-ups and the push-ups that are going to be bothering me. But I think if I'm very careful and I don't, strain myself until veins are popping out my face, I should be okay. But if I feel any little twinge, I'm going to stop because I don't want to injure myself and make it worse and then get sent back for 3 weeks. But this obviously is telling me I need to do something to sort of tweak what I've been doing in the second series. And I think I might have an idea. So I'll address that on Sunday. We can do that. But for right now, I'm going to leave this video here. So thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, please poke the like button for me. And in the meantime, keep yourself warm and fuzzy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.